This is the 2026 Land Rover Discovery Gemini. Is it the best mid-size luxury SUV? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehucle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're back at Land Rover of Shreveport for today's video. If you want to know more about this Discovery, check out the link down in the description of the video. And for those that say this is too big to be a mid-size SUV, do your research with your favorite search engine to see how it's classified. The exterior color is Santorini black. It has an oyster with duo leather interior, and you will find full LED lighting here on the front end. And that's going to include our premium LED headlights and our signature daytime running lights. All of that's going to be here. Full LED lighting. The Discovery logo will be right here, standing out nicely against this Santorini black. And our classic look with the upper grille, our Land Rover logo. We're going to work our way down here. You'll obviously have the lower grille area down here. Something that I really like is, number one, the multiple finishes that we have. While you have black here, it's really not gloss black, it's just the body color. We're going to have the silver finish right down here, and our open active vents right here. You can see right inside there and see that that's not just a faux vent. It's not here for looks only. It does look nice, but it does actually function. Now, this model will be a four-wheel or all-wheel drive, air ride suspension, and in this particular case, we're going to have the 21-inch wheels. We move our way up, we're going to have our Discovery badging right here. Now, this is not anything that's active, it's all decorative right there. It would be nice to see some kind of an insert to make that Discovery name or logo stand out a little bit more, but that's just the way it is. Some people might say, you know what, I really like that, Tom. Side view mirrors, power folding, turn signal indicators are built in. They're heated and power adjustable, and it's kind of hard to see, but right up there in the top right-hand corner, that is going to be your blind spot monitoring. Now we'll take a quick look at the remote. Gonna have all of the features that you want there. Remote start's not in the remote. You can get it in the app, but lock, unlock, you can open and close the power tailgate and find your vehicle with the button for the lights right there. There's also a key in here in case the key fob dies, and you can use that with your lock on the other side. It's called a mechanical key. We're gonna have body color with our door handles. Nice large windows, very easy to see out of. I like that. And the roof rails will be up top. You can get your crossbars, and that's going to help you out tremendously with increased cargo capacity. Now, you don't have a panoramic sunroof here. You do have these split sunroofs, so there's two different sunroofs. We'll show you that when we get into the interior in just a little bit. And we'll finish things off here with the LED taillights. Get a quick look at that for you. I know it's kind of hard to see in this sunshine, but you can see the lighting coming on right there as far as our tail lights go. And you might wonder about the absence of the rear window wiper right here. Well, it's not actually missing, it's just right up here. You can actually see that pretty easily, neatly concealed away inside of the rear roof spoiler. Your Discovery logo is here. Now, you don't have any exhaust outlets that are exposed back here. Some people will say they like that, some people will say they don't. Which person are you? This is a mild hybrid electric vehicle, or MHEV. Motivation comes from an inline 3-liter 6-cylinder here under the hood. And because we don't want you to just have to look at that big plastic cover, we disconnected that so we can show you what's underneath. You can get the whole view. 355 horsepower, 369 pounds-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 comes in a little over 6 seconds. Top speed is about 130 miles an hour. Let's go over here to the window sticker, and we'll give you the estimated MPG. It's probably hard to see, so I'm just going to tell you what they are because of the glare out here. 17 city, 23 highway, 19 combined, and 5.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And your gas tank size, 23.4 gallons in capacity. You have the gas cap instead of capless fuel fill on a full tank of gas. You should get about 480 to 520 miles in the city. Out on the highway, that number goes between 600 and 640 miles, and that really depends on quite a few variables. You may be above that, you may be below it. It might change from one week to the next, depending on where you drive and how you drive. I'm gonna hit the button right here to open our power tailgate. Hit that real quick. There it goes. It's gonna open up. You can tow up to 8,200 pounds with this Discovery. It is a 3-row SUV, by the way. Behind the third row, you will have 9.1 cubic feet up to 45 cubic feet behind the second row. And if you maximize everything out, you're looking at about 74.3 cubic feet. Now, as you can see, there's the seat belts for the third row. Not a lot of space back here as far as your rear seat passengers go, but you can remove everything back here, remove the cargo cover there, and then you can take advantage of the space back here. We also have our air conditioning vents right up there that you can see on the pillar, and then right over here with the buttons. Now you might have noticed that the rear of this Discovery was sitting way up. This is how you raise the air suspension up back here. This is how you're going to lower it. I'm going to do that real fast and let you see it in real time. It actually lets the air out fairly quick. As you can see, it's lowering back down. So depending on your situation, you can take advantage of that as you need to help loading and offloading cargo, whatever the situation is. You can see it actually comes down quite a bit. Now, we're going to come back here to the interior. We're going to have our cargo area lighting, which is actually over there on the other side. And then we'll have a 12-volt power outlet right here. And these buttons allow us to lower our middle row seats. So the headrests are going to go down. And the thing I like is that I'm not even holding anything down. I'm not touching anything. So they're slow, but unlike some SUVs out there, you don't have to hold those down to get everything to come back up. I'm going to pull back on those buttons just like that, and you can see that the seats are now making their way back up. Now you will have to manually put those headrests back in place, but not too big of a deal. And you can see right here, here's our rear sunroof back here, a little bit larger than the front sunroof. It has the power shade that can be drawn back and forth as needed. Now let's talk about what your backseat passengers are going to find, or should I say middle row. We're going to have plenty of room with the door bin. Let's take a look at the door bins over there and the overall door panel. That door bin is nice and large, nice space there for a large bottle, plenty of room with the armrest. You'll also have the control up top to let the window down if you want to do that. Now there's no shades or anything like that, no privacy shades, but all of that is here. Here with the upper console area, we're going to have our air conditioning vents nice and close to the passengers. I like that. These buttons right here are for turning on the lights right there. That will go off when the door is closed. And we'll work our way down here and show you, first of all, our air conditioning vents built into the rear of the center console. Now, you don't have heated or ventilated seats back here. You have 4 zones of climate control, and fan speed can be adjusted individually for everybody on each side. And we'll have our other controls here as far as the air conditioning goes back here. We'll also have our USB ports and a 12-volt power outlet. And I want to show you something real quick. On the side of the seat down there, you'll see a control that is for adjusting the recline in these seat backs, something that a lot of people ask about. So I've got mine all the way up, not the most comfortable. I can bring it back. That's as far as it goes right there, but it is nice and comfortable. Now, one more thing. We're going to have our fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in if your passengers want to take advantage of that. How about the sticker price? $75,776. Now, that's still a nice chunk of change. However, if you've watched other videos we've made in the past here at Land Rover of Shreveport, this is actually one of the lower priced vehicles we've done. Let's see what else you get for that price. Now we're going to start with our upper console right here. Now this is for controlling the power shade for your rear sunroof. This is for the sunroof here in the front. I'm going to open that up. That middle button will allow for opening this area. It will tilt and slide open. But just to show you what's going on here and how that works, there is that information. One thing that's also interesting, I didn't mention this earlier in the video, I find it interesting because you have an auto-dimming driver's side mirror, but the passenger side over there does not. Not sure about that. Very interesting. We'll have our rear view mirror right here. Underneath are going to be the buttons for your home link. So you've got, you'll notice 1, 2, and 3 dots on there. That's for your garage doors. If you want to program that in, that way you don't have to have the opener right up here, and it just gives it that more clean look because you don't have your large bulky garage door opener up there. Let's see what else we have over here on the passenger side. First of all, the button right here is going to allow us to open the upper glove box. You can see what's going on right there, a little bit of extra space. We'll have the lower glove box in the more traditional position down here, a little bit of extra room. And over there on the passenger side door panel, gonna be a little bit larger than what we've seen. You've got your speakers right there. Your Meridian sound system is here. Nice large armrest. And if you want that larger door bin compared to what we saw in the rear, make sure you call shotgun. Now we're going to come over here to the driver's side. Here are all of our controls for locking the windows, locking and unlocking everything right there. Power windows, so we're going to have one touch down, one touch up at all four corners. Control your side view mirror positioning right there, and then seat memory only on the driver's side, not on the passenger side. Lock and unlock buttons right there. And here we go with being able to open and close our power tailgate in the rear. Want to do that. And then we have our heated steering wheel. Turn that on right there. You can adjust it right here with this control. That's for adjusting the tilt and telescopic positioning. And everything for your adaptive cruise control will be right here. You got your shifter paddles on the rear, front and rear window wiper controls here, and everything for your exterior lighting right here, and the turn signal indicators, or your blinkers for those who know how to use those. We'll push this button right here. That brings up our menu right there in the center of the driver's display. You can see the different things you can go through, and you also see HUD. So you have a head-up display here, plenty of options where that is concerned. You can change the positioning, you can change the brightness, you can do whatever you need to do. That's going to be there. Now this is digital. However, you do have the nice look with the analog gauges. You also have your traffic sign recognition right there. You can see what all is going on where that is concerned. As far as your center screen goes, this is the Pivi Pro infotainment screen. It does have a little bit of a glare on it. I'd really like to see more of a vertical look right here. It's not terrible, and you can go with the light or dark theme. I have it in dark theme just so you can see it better without the lines going through it. You can pair your smartphone. As you can see, you've got all of your different things. You're going to have that slope angle right here. You can see the different angles and the degrees of what you're dealing with. You can see when the front tires are turning. This all works great at low speeds. You've got wade sensing. If you need to drive through some water, it lets you know the max that you should drive through right there. And then your TR info right there, just to show you what comes up. But showing you a little bit of what's here. Now we're going to go home right here and keep going. You've got your compass, got that terrain info one more time, your wheel info right there. And you can see what else we have here. We're not going to go through everything in great detail, but I just want to show you a bit of what is here. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone. You have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, as you can see right here, and some of our other options and features that are here, depending on what you need to do, what you need to know about. We can also see our different camera angles. We're going to go in now. We didn't talk about this earlier. I didn't show you, but you do have that front view camera on the front end right there. And we can look at that. You can see your different angles depending on what you need to see. You can go all around. You can see your rear view camera. It's all going to be here and all going to help you out to see what's going on around you. We'll come back out here. You can see what else we have. Like I said, not going to go through everything, but I just want to give you a bit of an idea as to what's going on. There's a few different ways to get some of the features we've already talked about. And I'm going to go right over here to settings. Now here is where I changed whether it's the dark or the light theme. You can use auto and then the vehicle will just select it for you, or the screen will select it for you. We're going to leave that right there. You can do screen off, all of that. If you don't like the auto brake hold, here's where you turn that off. Now it's off right now. When it's highlighted like that, when it has that brown exterior or brown color there, you're going to have the feature turned on. When it's not brown like that, that means it's turned off. And we can come right here and you can actually add different things as far as the layout goes, depending on what you want to see or not see. If you want to adjust your audio, here's where you're going to come to do that. And if you want to see all, you can do that right here. Now, one thing that's very interesting, first of all, down here, we're going to have our dual zone climate control and all of the controls that go with that. If you pull back, you can adjust the fan speed. And again, that's going to be on both sides. We push forward, we can get to the heated seats. Now that's only heated, like I said earlier, because notice when I turn it to the left, nothing comes on. You only get that red right there. So they're only heated. But one thing that's interesting here is if you go right there, just like that, guess what? You've got some hidden space in here. I like that. A little bit of extra space. There's a light in there. You can see that on my hand right there. So if you want to take advantage of that, of whatever will fit, no big deal. And you can still control your air conditioning right here. Notice you can control the fan speed right there. So That way, if you still need to make an adjustment, you can, because you can notice everything goes off when you tilt that down, then it comes back on when you bring it back up. Our wireless charging pad will be right down here, and then one of our USB ports for the driver and passenger seat area up here is right there. We've got our shifter. I like that because of how it fits so snugly in the palm of my hand. And we also have the button right here for something simple, but I know you like to have that. A lot of you like having the control that's physical for the radio to turn that on and off and adjust the volume. Now here's something you won't see as far as the control itself goes in a lot of Land Rovers in this day and age. This is actually your drive mode selector, and you can let the vehicle automatically select by pushing it down like that. Let's go through those driving modes. I'm going to show you a few things that we have here so you can see what's going on. You've got Eco right there. Then we can go over here to our comfort mode. Keep going over grass, gravel, and snow. You'll have your mud and ruts. All of that's going to be here. You also have sand, and then we have the wade mode. So if you want to do that, there you go. One thing that I do wish was a little bit different here. You have your cup holders right here, a little bit of space behind that, and the one thing I wish was different. Seems like you should be able to push that and it should automatically come back. You have to do that manually. Some people might say, that's not a big deal. Just my thought on the matter. Now you have a couple of options for your armrests here. You can use the built-in armrest that is built into the seat itself. You use this control here to adjust the angle if you want to do that, or you can just use the center console lid the same way. I think that works a little better. We're going to open that up. Now there's actually a couple of different areas here. So you've got this smaller area right here, and we can hit the button right here. Now here's your buttons if you want to know. I'm going to show those to you. This is for that small area. The one over here, as you can see, you can even do it that way. But this is for opening and gaining access to your refrigerated console. So here's what we're going to have. Two different settings right there. You've got high and you've got low. And you can see when it's illuminated in there, that means that the refrigerated console is in action. The 2026 Land Rover Discovery Gemini also features the Meridian sound system. Here is a quick sampling of what it sounds like. I don't want to go too long with that, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea. It does sound really good in person, and I have not tuned anything to make it sound even better than it already does, but you can do that as I showed you earlier in the video. How about the driving experience? It's actually very comfortable. Between the comfortable seats themselves and the air ride suspension that this Discovery rides on, you're going to find a very enjoyable experience when on the road trips or just cruising around town. Everything is easy to get to. I like that. I still have to say something that I think is a big deal too. Compared to other models out there, you have the physical controls right here for your air conditioning. Nice to have that. A lot of that seems to be going by the wayside for many vehicles in this day and age, newer vehicles, especially luxury vehicles. I find that to be quite interesting, but we still have the physical controls here. That's one advantage to this Discovery. I know it hasn't received a full redesign in quite a few years, but that is one of the advantages to that lack of a full redesign. Easy to see out of. I like that. You've got all of your great safety features that I know you like to have as far as your lane keeping assist and your blind spot monitoring and all that good stuff here. It's all here in the Discovery, and a nice tight turning radius for a decent sized SUV. And believe it or not, even though you have that 3-liter 6-cylinder, the inline 6 under the hood, when you need to, it definitely does a nice job of getting up to speed. I just eased into the pedal just a little bit and it got up to speed with absolutely no problem. The technology here is easy to learn and use. The brake pedal and gas pedal are easy to manage there, but overall it is very enjoyable to drive, and it's going to get you down the road just fine. Plenty of room for driver and passengers. You can tow with it if you need to. You've got that space back there as far as your cargo space goes, so very well rounded. And there it is, the 2026 Land Rover Discovery Gemini. Is it the best luxury mid-sized SUV? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. Everybody's going to have their varying opinions. I'm curious to know what yours is and why you have the opinion you do. I'd like to say a special thanks to our friends at Land Rover of Shreveport for loaning us this Discovery so we could tell you all about it today. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. We greatly appreciate that and it helps us out a lot. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now and we'll see you there.